Hello and welcome to the Nidhika Bahl Show, the Game of Life series. Today in the studio I have with me India's leading image consultant and etiquette coach, author of 2 books and founder of the Image Manager, Chinha Raheja. Hi Chinha, welcome to the show.
Hey Nidhika, thanks so much for having me here.
Thank you. Chinha, would you like to take a moment and tell us a little bit about yourself and what is the Image Manager?
The Image Manager is a culmination of my life experiences, my education, and learnings from my career. It's all come together in that brand. Nidhika, I come from military blood. Dad served in the Indian Army, then in the Indian Navy. I'm married to a naval officer. So I've stayed in almost every state of this country, experienced so many cultures.
Right.
I think that's where I started getting interested in people, in various forms of etiquette, grooming standards, etc. Then my stint at the Oberoi Hotels taught me about the luxury lifestyle and the highest standards of business etiquette. I followed that up with a certification in image management. And all of this was brought together after that. And that's how the Image Manager came to me. So at the Image Manager, I help people put their best foot forward in any situation. And I help them do this through their appearance, their behavior, and their communication.
Chinha, you've authored a couple of books, right?
Yes.
So could you please share with us the names of those books and what they're all about?
All right, sure. So my first book is Fine Art of Fine Dining, a handy guidebook on table etiquette and manners. In our country, many people are confused about Western table etiquette. How do I use a knife and fork to eat, for example, idli sambar?
Right.
Or my client has called me to meet over lunch. Do I talk business over lunch? When do I talk business with him? What's the proper code of conduct?
Right.
What I've done is I've taken all of these Western rules and tried to simplify them on how to use it to the Indian lifestyle.
Nice.
And in this book, I also talk about wine etiquette. I have handy tips on cultures of the world for the global traveler. So the Fine Art of Fine Dining is available on Amazon. And my second book is actually an ebook. I've always been complimented on the way I throw parties. This book is actually a resource on how to throw dinner parties like a military wife.
How amazing. That'll be an awesome book for any woman to read, isn't it?
Absolutely. And that's the reason why it's absolutely free to download. It can be downloaded from my website, theimagemanager.com. It's very handy for anyone who wants to create a great impression on their guests.
Oh, that's very nice. That's an awesome gift to give people, a free download on the book. That's incredible. So, Chinha, talking about image consultancy, what is your personal style?
My personal style has actually evolved over the years, but there's this one constant which has been bold and drama.
Nice.
I have a very wide range when it comes to my style. In image consulting, we have a scientific basis of finding out what kind of personal style a person has. And mine ranges from classic clothing to dramatic clothing. I can carry any of that with a great deal of confidence. The only thing that I can't carry off is dainty and demure, because I am not dainty and demure. And I'm as comfortable wearing Indian ethnic as I'm wearing Western classics or fusion.
Okay. So when somebody comes to you as a client, how do you determine what's the best style for a client?
We do a very thorough interview, Nidhika, first and foremost. We do a lot of science-based interactive exercises, which tell me what's my client's mind all about? What's my client's soul all about?
Right.
What do they like or dislike? Even about life in general. So the more of a character sketch I can draw from my sessions about the person's personality, the better I am able to guide them on how to style themselves as per their own personality. So it's not, one solution for everyone.
Right. So it's not like, I have designed this and now you better live with it, whether it suits you, whether you're comfortable or not.
Exactly. Or these are the rules of image consulting, now go apply them.
Correct.
No, it's not like
Yeah.
It has to gel with your own personality, otherwise you'll just come across as fake.
Yes, makes a lot of sense. So you also help your clients edit their closets, is that correct?
Yes.
So what's the hardest thing about this for you and your client?
Oh my God, it's time. Because we humans buy tons of clothes. The garments industry is flourishing because of us. People have just so many clothes, and sorting them out takes a lot of time and a lot of patience. But thankfully, all my clients till now have realized that wardrobe edits actually save them time and money in the long run.
Right. So, but like people have emotional heartache letting their wardrobe go in front of their eyes?
Oh, yes. I've had people, and we all do this actually. That one t shirt or that one clothing that you bought 10 years ago, and you're still thinking that you'll fit into it someday. So it's still lying in the back of your wardrobe, just taking up space and creating negative energies because, come on, you can never go back to the size that you were 10 years ago. Yeah.
True. So, how about dressing plus size women as opposed to straight sizing? Is there any difference?
Yes and no. Different in the sense that because there is extra weight on the body, I would have to give them different design elements as opposed to a regular sized woman. For example, plus size women have typically extra weight in the center of the body, around the midriff, around the hips.
Right.
So for them, ease and comfort in clothing rates higher than what they could get in structured clothing.
Ah, okay.
So finding a match between functionality and comfort is the key. So for office wear, they would feel probably more comfortable wearing a skirt or a trouser which has an elastic band.
Correct.
Instead of a zipper and buttons. So that it doesn't cinch at the waist and doesn't causes discomfort. And the other thing with the plus size people is that they need to look taller through their clothing.
Absolutely, yes.
Because the roundness gives an illusion that they are short.
Right.
So I help them look taller through the use of color blocks, patterns, and there are some other design elements which we use. So it's different than dressing straight size people.
So, what is your biggest challenge, when you're working with a plus size woman and you're doing a consultancy for them? What is your biggest challenge you face?
First and foremost, and this is something that happens to all women actually, they feel they are worthless or ugly or unattractive just because they carry extra weight on their body.
Right.
Most of the times they suffer from such low self-esteem. So the first thing for me is to coax their souls back into believing in themselves. That weight is just a number. It's the health that counts.
Right.
That they can look and feel beautiful. And they have a right to feel beautiful despite whatever the numbers on the scales show. And that no fashion magazine can dictate to them how much they should weigh, what they should look like, etc. So for me, that takes the longest time and effort.
Right. Of course, I think a lot of body image consciousness is there in plus size women, right? So
Absolutely.
So that's the starting point for them, getting them the confidence that even at this weight, you could look great.
Absolutely. And the next serious challenge I really face in this country is the lack of good quality professional clothes.
Yes, I agree with you totally.
There are enough and more casual clothes being touted as office wear.
Right.
But I really haven't found many labels that are strictly professional brands.
Right. And the ones which are, they don't even have plus size clothing.
Exactly.
So, Chinha, do you like to follow fashion trends as well?
Yes. I like to know what the trends are currently, but I choose which ones I follow. So the recent cold shoulder tops trend,
Right.
it's not me. So I haven't bought into it. But dhoti pants came almost 5 to 6 years ago. I love that trend so much that I haven't let go of it yet.
Okay, cool. So you don't really care what's going in the market as long as your concept is more that, we should look good in whatever we are wearing, and it's nothing to do with what's in fashion, right? Or maybe it's a combination.
It's the difference between style and fashion. Fashion is what you are being offered through magazines, through designer clothing, etc.,
Right.
through the stores. Style is what elements of fashion trends do you pick up and make it your own.
Right.
That's called style.
Right. So, Chinha, do you also work with men?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So, what is the difference between, doing an image consultancy for a man versus image consultancy for a woman?
There are a couple of things. The first and foremost is that men have very limited choice of clothing.
Correct. Yeah.
So it is both easy and difficult, if you know what I mean.
Right.
It's easy because there's not so many things to pick up from, but it's also difficult because there are not so many things to pick up from.
That's right. And still to give somebody an individualistic style.
Absolutely. The easy thing about men, which I have found till now, is that once they have decided that they want to change their wardrobe, they just give themselves in my hands.
Right.
They would listen completely to what I have to say.
Yeah. So they surrender basically.
They absolutely surrender. And that's the most amazing part about them. With women, because women are very conscious of their own styling choices, their own likings and dislikings, either for color or for structures, it becomes a little challenging to kind of coax them out of their beliefs if it is required, if it doesn't serve their lifestyle goals, if it doesn't serve their personal style goals. So it becomes a little difficult there to coax them out of their current thinking.
So, Chinna, with so much clarity on what body type should wear what kind of clothing or how a person should dress, when you walk in a street, do you see people and go, oops, I wish I could do something for this one?
Yes, I do, with a lot of regularity, and it it irks me a lot. And there are times when I have to just bundle up my brain and put it in cold freezer.
Okay. So if coming from your experience, if you were to ban just one thing from every woman's wardrobe, what would you ban?
Honestly, it's not one item of clothing. I would like people to throw out or give away or whatever all the clothes that they don't fit into currently.
Right.
You bought those clothes thinking they would fit you if you were a different you. You were skinnier, you were fatter, taller, shorter, whatever. Trust me, when you let go of those clothes which are holding you back, you feel amazing and liberated. And then you won't say, oh, I don't have anything to wear first thing in the morning.
In addition to running your company, Chinha, you also write for Thrive Global, right?
Yes.
So could you tell us a little bit about that work?
Sure. Thrive Global is an initiative by Ariana Huffington of the HuffPost fame.
Right.
She started an international magazine away from HuffPost, which promotes basically how to live easier, simpler, better lives. So I write for them on subjects of personal branding and etiquette.
Oh, very nice. Okay. So, and that, of course, must be available on the internet for people to read, right?
Absolutely. They need to subscribe to medium.com, which is the website on which Thrive Global is posted as a magazine. And from medium.com, they can access Thrive Global and they can follow me.
Oh, very nice. Okay. So, Chinha, a lot of people like to walk around with an attitude that they don't care about how they look, especially the younger generation, right?
True.
Or they're not so much into style and fashion. So, could you explain the role of a person's image in shaping their game of life?
I like how you say that, a person's image shapes their game of life. And that's so true because, see, style and fashion, rather clothing, for example, are tools. 90% of your body is covered with clothing, accessories, shoes, right?
That's right, yes.
85% of your personality shows instantly through the way you appear and behave without even opening your mouth.
Correct.
So in that case, might as well use your appearance as a tool or a weapon, I would say. Take control of what you wish to portray about yourself and you'll be able to take control of your life. A lot of people believe I should be judged on my work, my performance should matter more than how I dress or act.
Yes.
Now, look at it this way. The HR department of a company may be looking for qualifications on paper, but while promoting from within the company, appearance, image will matter just as much as your qualifications.
That's right.
So
that's right.
It's very important that you take an active approach in advancing your professional career.
Very interesting. So, Chinha, then in that sense, obviously, younger the person comes to you, the better, isn't it?
Oh, yes, absolutely. The sooner they can take control of how their career needs to span.
And what about women who are like housewives? How important, dressing up well is for them to shape their game of life? Because mostly they're all about being at home and, maybe socializing with their husbands or something like that. What about them?
Well, I believe that the entire point of our existence is communication.
Yes.
We can't stay in isolation, right? Unless, we want to go on top of a mountain and have our own farm and not talk to people.
That's right.
But if you're living in society, you need to communicate.
Correct.
You need to communicate your ideas, your beliefs, your dreams on constant level, even for a housewife, husband, children, friends, okay, maybe some things that they're interested in, places that they go to. A housewife is not living in isolation.
That's right.
So the way a person dresses up actually first affects the way they feel, the way they think. Right. And then the way you feel and think will make you act.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's correct.
And how you act will create an impression on other people.
Yes.
Which will help you in your communication.
Correct. Which will basically impact their response to you and then it's a vicious cycle between how you act and how they respond.
Absolutely. So when you know how to put your best foot forward, it will be easier for you to communicate with people. Yeah. Even with your husband, for that example.
Yes, of course.
Looking attractive first makes you feel attractive.
Yes.
If you feel attractive, you're going to attract people your way. You're going to attract your husband, for example.
Right. So, Chinha, why do you think, I'm sure a lot of people have this doubt in their head, they feel a little skeptical about hiring an image consultant, right? Because most people confuse image consultancy with fashion. And they say, no, I like to dress simple and I like to be in comfortable clothing all the time. I don't want to go to an image consultant because they're confused. So, why do you think somebody should hire an image consultant?
Nidhika, you said it very correctly. Exactly. When people hear the term image consultant, they think of a specialist who comes to your home or place of business and makes sure that you look your best, that your wardrobe matches the image that you're trying to present to others. But image consulting is not just about selecting a wardrobe. It's about mentoring, guiding, coaching, educating people through the science and art of image management. While an image consultant certainly addresses fashion as well, but it goes beyond that. It's about communicating in a way that presents your message in a very professional manner.
Right.
It's about maintaining a professional image at all times because people are judging you at all times, wherever you are.
Right.
So, as an image consultant, I want to empower you. I want to help you project the confidence and competence needed so that you can make an appropriate appearance in any walk of life, professional, social, personal situation, whatever it may be.
Right.
So anyone from any walk of life can benefit from image management, Student, unemployed, housewife, senior management, junior management, entrepreneurs, trainers, authors, speakers, you name it, and they can benefit from image consulting.
Makes a lot of sense, Chinha. So on that note, why don't you share with us how my audience could get in touch with you if they wanted to do a consultancy with you?
Sure. They can drop me an email on chinha@theimagemanager.com. That is ChinhaRahegemanager.com. And they can also like and follow my page, which is Chinha Raheja Image Manager on Facebook, because I share a lot of tips on styling, grooming, and etiquette there very regularly.
Well, thank you, Chinha. Thank you so much for joining me in the studio today and sharing with my listeners some great insights into what style is all about and how they can benefit from it. But before I let you go, could you give one final tip or something interesting for my listeners that they can apply right away and start benefiting from your style tip?
Okay. Always put your best foot forward. And while you're at it, make sure your shoes are shining.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chinha. Thank you so much for joining me today.
It's been my pleasure. I'm absolutely delighted to have this chat with you, Nidhika.
Thank you. Thank you guys for listening to us today. I'm going to be back soon with another incredible guest. So hang in there. See you soon.